Base layers, how I stay warm when it's 10 degrees outside. First thing I start with is a polypropylene sock liner, and I just got these at Real King, and they seem to be working pretty good. But usually I use a redhead merino wool sock that I get from Bass Pro Shop. I can't think of the name of that. So also wool liners, military wool liners work really good. But these polypropylene work great. Put them in the washing machine, pull them out, and I just pulled this stuff out of the washing machine from Weekend Hunt, descenting it all, and they're almost dry. Another thing I'll do is I pull them off and put them on the hood of the car, set them out in the sun, and they dry really quick. Okay. The second gen military polypropylene. I've worn this for years, but it is hydrophobic. You can put it in the washing machine and it literally will float. And you have to actually push it down in to get it. It's pretty good stuff, and you can buy it at any kind of Army surplus store. But anyways, it's sort of obsolete. It is the ECWCS system, military, made in the USA, but it is second gen and it is hydrophobic. Okay, the newest stuff is the third generation, and I absolutely love it. First piece is the silk weight. You can buy it at any base exchange or eBay, but get the official third gen. Okay. Cotton long underwear is obsolete. Once it gets wet, it won't dry out. This stuff just came out of the washing machine 10 minutes ago and it's almost dry. And so get the original stuff made by Peckham Incorporated. Now you can go to Bass Pro or Cabela's and pay $80 for the same thing, but just buy the military surplus. If it's good enough for them, if you can get on a base exchange, that's where you'll get them. So you've got the lightweight, silk weight. Level 1 goes on first, and then level 2, which is grid fleece. This stuff is like a sponge. You put it in the washing machine, and instantly this grid fleece soaks up the water and sinks to the bottom, unlike the second generation, which was hydrophobic. So now this was a knockoff ROTHCO. I don't know. Get the real stuff. But anyways, it's really good stuff. The grid fleece. This is layer 2 of the extreme. You can always say it, extreme cold warfighter weather system, I think is what it's called. And you pick these things up for. I also write on them when I bought them, so I can keep track and age them, try and age them all together. But this grid stuff is, this stuff is the bomb. What keeps you warm is not clothing. What keeps you warm is actually air. And what grid fleece does, it has all these little tiny air pockets, rather. What it does, it traps the air in these little tiny areas, and that's what keeps you warm, is trapped air. Similar to this came from Real King, this Tech 4, supposedly sent away because it's supposed to have silver threads in it or something or another. This is just like the polypropylene, the second generation military clothing. It was normally like $60, but I got it on clearance for $10 at Real King. I would have never paid $60 for it, but it's good. But I'm telling you, this grid fleece stuff is the neatest stuff because it rolls up, it pulls the moisture away from your body, and that's the way the whole military extreme cold warfighter clothing system works, is it wicks the moisture away from your body and to the outside where it can evaporate. So we put it in the wash machine, and to wash it, I'll go show you what detergent I use. And then I just hang them all up on a clothing rack and put a fan on them, and within, I don't know, 12 hours or so, almost everything will be dry. But I wear the silk weight, the grid fleece, and then I'll wear sweatpants or maybe some other type of long underwear over top of the grid fleece, or a sweatshirt under my bibs, and I don't ever get cold. The reason to air dry your clothes, put them in a room that's sealed off and just put a fan on them. If you put your clothes in a dryer, any odors in your house are going to be impregnated through the dryer onto your clothing. So it doesn't take long if you put a fan on them and you're using this high-tech stuff. See, this is almost dry in no time. Save yourself some money and buy some of this Arm & Hammer sensitive skin. I do not buy all that hunting laundry detergents they want to sell you in the little tiny containers for $10. This stuff works just as good. Been using it for years. There's no perfumes or dyes. Make sure you get the free and clear. They do have some scented versions of it, but this stuff works great. You get this big, huge gallon container for what you're going to pay for a little tiny one for your hunting clothes in the Walmart or wherever. I do wash my base layer and anything that touches my skin after I wear it every single time. I don't wash the outer layers, but anything that's been touching my skin, especially when I'm bow hunting, if I'm gun hunting, I might wear them a couple times before I laundry them. But staying scent free, I'm not a big fan of all that spray on scent killer stuff. I really don't think it works. I think you're just like that Febreze commercial where you're spraying Febreze on a stinky old couch. You know, the best thing to do before you go bow hunting is to take a shower and have fresh base layer that's been laundered, and with this detergent right here, and clean clothes, and you stay scent free that way.